Because after completion of first two steps, means installation of VMware Workstation and installation of IF. Next thing is that you can download WinSCP application from the internet. This is a path for that. It's a free of cost download. You can go to the WinSCP site and you can download the WinSCP and you can then install. It's a plain installation. Just click next, and this WinSCP software will be installed on your machine. It's basically a file transfer software. So I will be using this to basically copy the images from my local machine to the EVE-NG. And if you have to build your, for example, Fortinet topology, so you have to basically copy this Fortinet FGT folder to the EVE. Similarly, if we need Windows test machine for our topology, we have to copy this Windows 7 Lite folder to the EVE-NG. If I, by the way, click on this Fortinet FGT folder, you guys can see that it has a QCOW file in it. Remember, it's very important, the naming convention of the folder and the naming convention of the file within this folder is very important. It has to be this file. The name has to be this. And similarly, the name of the folder, it's also critical, especially up till this first hyphen, Fortinet hyphen. It has to match. It's case sensitive. We can't put capital F over here. Similarly, for Windows machine, Windows hyphen, up till this point, Windows hyphen, it's important. It has to match like this. And within this, you can see there is a HDA QCOW file. So let's use WinSCP to basically copy these two to the EVE machine. I will go to the WinSCP software, and if you guys see, I've already accessed my EVE-NG after the installation, and the IP address which I've configured statically in my case is 192.168.23.40. In your case, it can be different IP as per your installation scheme. But in my case, the IP address of this EVE is 192.168.23.40. So what I will do, I will punch in this IP over here in the WinSCP. I will say 192.168.23.40. The username is root, and the password is EVE, EVE. I will click login, and here it is. You can see that on the right side, it's basically EVE part of my storage, right? And on the left side, it's my own machine. So I will click on this up arrow key to go into the root directory. You can see that right now I'm in the root folder. And on the left side, it's my own machine. I can see that within this is the drive. This is my D drive. And within this D drive, this was the folder in which I placed my images for Fortinet images, right? So this is the stuff which I need to basically copy. First two folders on the right side. And on the right side, I have to go to the OPT folder, Unit Lab, add-ons, and after that, there's a folder for QEMU. So this is the path: OPT, Unit Lab, add-on, QEMU. And I will be now selecting both of these folders, Fortinet and Windows 7. I will do right click and I will upload these two from my own machine to the, it says destination directory already contains HTA.QCOW. Okay, let me just first see if there is the Windows 7 is already there. Now let me delete this. Let me delete this Windows 7. Let me do it from scratch. So now at this point in time, you can see, let me delete this as well. So fine. So there is, I've just selected those folders over here. You can see that it's no more there. This FortiGate FGT v6.04, it's not there on the right side. Similarly, the Windows 7 Lite machine is not there on the right side as well. So let's again select this and let's do right click, do the upload, and here it is. Now it will start copying both of these folders from left to right side. The Windows 7 folder is relatively of larger size. It will take more time, maybe 1 odd minute. So you have to wait for, let's say, 1 to 2 minutes for this copy to complete. Okay, now both of my folders, Fortinet FGT v6 and Win7 Lite, these have been copied in this path, OPT, Unit Lab, add-on, and QEMU. The next thing which I have to do is I have to fix the permissions for both of these folders. For that, what I have to do, I have to go to CLI of my VMware workstation. I will log into this. Username is root, and the password is EVE. You can see that I've just landed into the VMware CLI. Over there, what I will do, I will go to CD OPT Unit Lab add-on QEMU folder, and then I will say OPT Unit Lab wrappers UNL wrapper -A fix permissions. Basically, I am fixing the permissions for both of these added nodes. So you can see that I have now got the prompt, stable prompt. I will now get back to my environment for if, and once I will do right click and I will do add node, and if I scroll down at this point, you can see that this 14 at FortiGate, the color of this instance is now, it has been changed now. It means the image, relevant image has been added. I will click this, and in my case, I loaded this one, FGT V6. So I will select this. If you see, my aim is to basically build this topology in which I have to use two FortiGates, local FortiGate and remote FortiGate. So what I can do, I can add two nodes. I will say I want to add two nodes of this instance, and if I scroll down, you can see it consumes, a single instance consumes a single CPU and around 1 gig of RAM. And I will now, I can say save, and here it is. You can see that two instances of Fortinet have been added. I can change the name, I can edit the name of these FortiGates, and I can make them as per my topology. You can see this is local FortiGate and this is remote FortiGate. So what I can do, I can do right click, and I can again go to edit tab, and over here I can label this as local FortiGate, and this is my remote FortiGate. I will go to the edit tab, and over here I will say remote FortiGate. I will save this configuration. So I've just added both of my local and remote FortiGates. By the way, I can add my Windows PCs as well. I will again do right click, add node, and if I scroll down, you can see there is an instance for Windows. I will click on this. I will choose Windows 7 Lite, and again, since I need two Windows machines, one local Windows and other remote Windows, so I will be adding two machines. I will say two over here, and I will scroll down and I will click OK, and I can simply drag it over here and the other one on the other side, and I can change the name. I will edit, and I will say this is my local Windows, and I will do right click, I will go to edit, and I will say this is my remote window. Okay, I can do connectivity. How to connect things? See, once you will hover your mouse on this local Windows, you will find this handler, right? And if you see your topology, your local Windows, it is connected to port 3 of the FortiGate. So what I will do, I will get hold of this handle and I will drag it and I will drop it over this on this machine. Now it is giving me option K, local Windows ETH0. You want to connect to which port of local FortiGate? I say I want to connect it to port 3. So I will choose port 3 from here and I will save it up. And here it is. You can see that my connection between local Windows and local FortiGate has been established. Similarly, I will do this connectivity as well. I will get hold of this handler. I will drop it on this, and ETH0 is connected to port number 3, and I will then do save. Here it is. So in this way, I've just added two FortiGates and two Windows test machines in my topology. Furthermore, guys, we have to add one router, gateway router over here which will act as a gateway. So how to add a router? If you see, this is the router 15.x iOS router, you have to add this router in the if. So first of all, what you need to do is you need to basically copy this image to the if, and what you will be doing is you will get back to the add-ons, and after add-ons, in this case it will be IOL. You'll be selecting IOL and then bin folder. So you have to basically copy this router's image .bin file into IOL bin folder, and again the process will stay same. I will upload this, I will click OK, and you will see it will now copy the image on the if side. Now the image of 15.4 router image it has been copied over here. Furthermore, you have to copy two more files, this Python script and this IOURC file. So what you can do it individually as well. You will say upload, it's a small file, here it is, and IOURC file will again do upload, and here it is. So both of these files have also been copied in IOL bin folder. You have to guys do one more thing, and that is you have to change the attributes of this IOURC file. You will click on this, you will go to properties, and over here you will change the octal value. You will make it 0755. You have to change the octal value to 0755. I will click OK, and again I will have to fix the permissions. And for fixing the permissions, guys, I will again get back to my CLI of VMware. I will say opt unit lab add-on, and this time it will be IOL bin, and then I will say opt unit lab wrapper UNL wrapper -a fix permissions. I have to choose this path of add-ons IOL bin because I have copied the router image in this location, IOL bin folder, right? So let me press enter, and after fixing the permissions, I will again get back to my if environment, and now I'm in a position to add the node, which is my router. I will scroll down, and you can see that this Cisco IOL, the color of this, it has been changed. And by the way, which image I have added? I've added this 15.4. I will select this. I just need one router. It has 4 interfaces by default. I can increase the number of interfaces. I can add 2 port groups. So in this way, I will be having 8 interfaces, but I just need one. So I will say save, and over here I will drag the router into the mid of it, and I can then change the name. I can assign a name as per my topology. I think it was gateway router, right? So let's change let's apply the name as gateway router, and then I will save. And after correcting this, now we have to do the connectivity. See, port number 1 of local FortiGate is connected to ETH0/0 of gateway router. So let's do this connectivity. I will go to local FortiGate, and I will then jump onto gateway router. Port 1 is to be connected to ETH0/0, fine. And if you see the diagram, port 2 to be connected to ETH0/1. So port 2 will be connected to ETH0/1, fine. And similarly, port 1 of the remote FortiGate will be connected to ETH0/2. So I will go on this, and I will say port 1 is to be connected to ETH0/2, and the last connectivity is port 2 is to be connected to ETH0/3. So I will go to this remote FortiGate, and here it is. So guys, in this way I basically build my topology which is required for NSE 4 level training, right? I can choose all these nodes like this, and I can click do right click, and I can start all these nodes together. I can say start selected. So kindly note one thing: the color of the node, it has been changed, and you can see that it is mentioning a node has been successfully started. So this is one indication that the setup or installation is correct. If you face some problem that node is not started, or there is some issue in the startup of this node at this point, be careful that once you are installing if, make sure that all type of antivirus softwares are disabled, right? This care you can take once you are downloading the images from the cloud storage as well. At times it happens that a few antiviruses, they simply corrupt your images once you are downloading. So please take care of this thing. Once you are downloading the images, make sure that any type of firewall or antivirus is completely disabled, all components of that. And of course, once you have installed it, after installation and running the things once, you can then re-enable the antivirus, because I think that then there is not an issue. But installation, and up to this point, it's very important that you must disable all type of antivirus from your machines. I can, guys, get the CLI of these components, but for CLI of these components, it's important that you must install the client, ivng client. This client software client package, it has been shared with you guys. All what you need to do is just do double click and start running this client once. It will install different type of softwares like Wireshark, but the most important amongst all is the VNC. So make sure that VNC is appropriately installed, and once you install this client completely, then it's recommended that you must reboot your machine once. And because once you will do that, after that, what will happen, if you want to access the CLI of any of these nodes, just do double click on this, and you will find that the console of the FortiGate, for example, you can see it's visible to me. Similarly, I can click on the router and I can always get the console of the router. You can see I can always now do the configurations on the router, and this local Windows, it will give me the GUI environment, and for this GUI environment I need that VNC player. So make sure that VNC player is appropriately installed by that client installation, right?